one where we talk hot topics, trending topics, what's going on in the news and in the media. Please hit the like button as you guys come in. Don't forget to subscribe as you guys come in, but definitely hit that like button as soon as you guys come in. So the likes should definitely match the views. We're going to get into a few different things. We're going to start here. Many people have been talking about Desmond Scott and Chrissy, because I think she recently changed her name. I've been still calling her Chrissy Scott, but I guess she's trying to change her name. I didn't know if you could change your name that fast, but maybe she change it that fast. But like the videos you guys come in, I'm gonna go ahead and get my disclaimer going, um, and talk about Desmond and Chrissy, and then this young lady is speaking out saying she's not responsible for she's not she's not the original woman that broke up their alleged marriage. And I'll get into that too, but let me go ahead and do my disclaimer first. All comments are alleged, period. All comments are allegedly, period. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me get this part done, please. Like the video. So we're going to get into what many people are talking about. And, people, I'm going to play the clip of what she's saying. Let me go ahead and do this. Just give me a second. I'm going to pin this because she's going to talk about what transpired, how it all started, and then she's going to talk to TMZ.
Moral of the story, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors, and it should never reach the extent of having death threats to you or your family. I'm going to say this one time and one time only. I am not the one he cheated with. Everyone involved in this situation knows that it was not me. And let's clear the air right now. I am definitely not transgender. I've always been a girl. I was born a girl. I am a girl. I'm just a girl. I love being a girl. No offense to the transgenders. And why are you guys calling a clearly straight man gay as an insult? I thought that was something we don't do in 2026. I did not call TMZ on myself. All the information that was released about me is public information, and it's listed on my Instagram. They reached out to me the day they were going to release it, saying that they had confirmed who I was, and if I wanted to add anything on and make a statement, which is when I told them that I did not know who he was prior and that we had barely met that night. I'm pretty sure when you guys meet someone at a club, you don't interrogate them about who or what their social media status is. We were obviously many drinks in. The vibes were there, as you could tell. They are divorced. The ink is definitely dry. Most of you guys don't actually know these people. I don't have kids. I don't cook. I don't really watch family content. I'm not on that side of TikTok. Also, there's so many fake accounts of me right now and a whole fake relationship. I don't have a boyfriend. This is my only TikTok account. I've also seen so many TikTok stories that said I asked him to buy me a bottle, which is insane work. I would never do that. So I'm gonna get hate regardless if I post a video or not, but I just wanted to clear my name because, again, I am not the woman that he cheated with. Moral of the story, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors, and it should never reach the extent of having death threats to you or your family. I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. I am not the one he cheated with. Everyone involved in this situation knows that it was not me. And let's clear the air right now. I am definitely not transgender. I've always been a girl. I was born a girl. I am a girl. I'm just a girl. I love being a girl. No offense to the transgenders. And why are you guys calling a clearly straight man gay as an insult? I thought that was something we don't do in 2020.
So let's get into this. I'm happy she spoke up and spoke out. But you actually are one of the women he cheated with, though. Saying you weren't the woman he originally cheated with, but you're the woman he cheated with recently. I don't know what's worse. He cheated. He wanted to be spotted out with a woman. He did. Anytime you go out and you're trying to get numbers or kiss somebody, he made a decision, she made a decision. You don't want to get to know somebody first before you just start tonguing them down and kissing them. What do? Are you single? And he would have possibly, I'm going through a divorce. So you're kissing somebody not knowing anything about a situation. And don't get me wrong, dudes will try and get with a girl knowing what their situation is, and the girl has no idea. Women, you have to be careful. He made a decision. She went for it. You're kissing a guy you don't know. You don't know the situation. You have to ask the general questions. Are you dating? Are you married? What's your situation? What's your status? What do you do? I don't know too many girls that's just going to start kissing a guy. You understand what I'm saying? She said she did not know him, but it looks like they were very comfortable, very cozy. And that's a red flag for her, that a guy just want to start kissing you. No dinner, no number. Y'all haven't had a meal. Y'all haven't had, I don't know how many drinks they had, but she said the drinks were flowing. Women, you have to be careful on being with, being spotted with. She had just filed for divorce. Now we don't know who the original woman is, but you are part of the equation of him cheating. You may not be the original one. It could have been, this is the other thing. It could have been the same situation. Him at a bar kissing another girl. We don't know what the other situation is and what he told his wife and how much his wife knows about his other indiscretions. We don't know if it's another situation similar to this. So, not knowing him, starting to kiss him, don't know he's married, single, you don't know anything. I've never seen a girl just up and kiss a guy like that. They look cozy and comfy. Now, this is the other thing. Many people have a lot to say about Desmond. Right, wrong, and indifferent. He made a decision. Chrissy made a decision to divorce him, which is very smart. But you have to also realize this girl made a decision to talk with a guy. Normally it's like, let me get your number. What do you do? Y'all talking. Where do we come to the point where you're allowing a man to put his tongue down your throat and you don't know hardly anything about him? One of your friends should have pulled your coattail saying, girl, that's a little too close. You don't even know him to be kissing on him. You don't know if he, you know what I'm saying? Women, you have to be careful. So I'm going to play the clip again and then hear how she says she's not the original and she should not be getting unwelcome thoughts and comments. That should not be happening. That should not be happening. And I get that she's also saying, and I'm not tripping out on her, but the biggest thing is you have to be careful. More so people are upset with him because he is the married man, but she's a single woman kissing a man that she don't even know. That's what we're talking about. So let's get to it.
Because again, I am not the woman that he cheated with. Moral of the story, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors, and it should never reach the extent of having death threats to you or your family. I'm going to say this one time and one time only, I am not the one he cheated with. Everyone involved in the situation knows that it was not me. And let's clear the air right now, I am definitely not transgender. I've always been a girl, I was born a girl, I am a girl, I'm just a girl. I love being a girl. No offense to the transgenders. And why are you guys calling a clearly straight man gay as an insult? I thought that was something we don't do in 2026. I did not call TMZ on myself. All the information that was released about me is public information and it's listed on my Instagram. They reached out to me the day they were going to release it saying that they had confirmed who I was and if I wanted to add anything on and make a statement, which is when I told them that I did not know who he was prior and that we had barely met that night. I'm pretty sure when you guys meet someone at a club, you don't interrogate them about who or what their social media status is. We were obviously...
But you should ask questions though.
That night. I'm pretty sure when you guys meet someone at a club, you don't interrogate them who or what their social media status is. We were obviously many drinks in. The vibes were there, as you could tell. They are divorced. The ink is definitely dry. Most of you guys don't actually know these people. I don't have kids. I don't cook. I don't really watch family content. I'm not on that side of TikTok. Also, there's so many fake accounts of me right now and a whole fake relationship. I don't have a boyfriend. This is my only TikTok account. I've also seen so many TikTok stories that said I asked him to buy me a photo, which is insane work. I would never do that. So I'm gonna get hate regardless if I post a video or not, but I just wanted to clear my name because again, I am not the woman that he cheated with. Moral of the story, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors and it should never reach the extent of having death threats to you or your family.
That's facts. But the biggest thing is you did cheat with him though. Kissing him is a part of cheating. So this is like trending everywhere.
I'm only, I am not the one he cheated with. Everyone involved in the situation knows that it was not me. And let's clear the air right now, I am definitely not transgender. I've always been a girl, I was born a girl, I am a girl, I'm just a girl. I love being a girl. No offense to the transgenders. And why are you guys calling a clearly straight man gay as an insult? I thought that was something we don't do in 2026. I did not call TMZ on myself. All the information that was released about me is public information and it's listed on my Instagram. They reached out to me the day they were going to final releases saying that they had confirmed who I was and if I wanted to add anything on and make a statement, which is when I told them that I did not know who he was prior and that we had barely met that night. I'm pretty sure when you guys meet someone at a club, you don't interrogate them about who or what their social media status is. We were obviously many drinks in. The vibes were there, as you could tell. They are divorced. The ink is definitely dry. Most of you guys don't actually know these people. I don't have kids. I don't cook. I don't really watch family content. I'm not on that side of TikTok. Also, there's so many fake accounts of me right now and a whole fake relationship. I don't have a boyfriend. This is my only TikTok account. I've also seen so many TikTok stories that said I asked him to buy me a bottle, which is insane work. I would never do that. I'm gonna get hate regardless if I post a video or not, but I just wanted to clear my name because again, I am not the woman that he cheated with. Moral of the story, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors and it should never reach the extent of having death threats to you or your family.
So there's that. Many people are going to say, but she is, because we don't know the initial situation in regards to the other woman. So she is part of him cheating. He kissed her. That's a part of cheating. You're not his spouse. You're not his wife. But we get it. We don't know if he was trying to, you know what I'm saying? You know, guys are interesting. But the biggest thing is she made a decision to kiss him. She made a decision to look very cozy with him. Women, you have to make better decisions. You have to ask the general questions. What is your situation? What do you do for a living? You know, something. It seems like there was no questions asked and everybody's talking about it. It's all over. It's all over.
I've been a girl. I was born a girl. I am a girl. I'm just a girl. I love being a girl.
So that's the biggest thing, to where is wishing her well. Desmond continues to make decisions. Chrissy continues to make decisions. And it looks like Chrissy is just moving forward. She's still in the home. And Desmond had recently, if you don't know, he showed a video of him moving into his new home. Hold on one second. He showed a picture of him moving into his new home. I did post the picture. We'll do this. Hold on one second.
Entered the room. She said that she wanted to speak up for herself and let the people know, let the world know that she is not his alleged mistress. Let me show you the clip. One time and one time only, I am not the one he cheated with. Everyone involved in this situation knows that it was not me. And let's clear the air right now. I am definitely, there's so many fake accounts of me right now. Clear my name because again, I am. But it does rewind. Did she say the ink is already dry and they're already divorced? I'm so confused. Like, I have so many questions. But it does sound like the relationship, in my opinion, is still going on because the way she went in for him, it definitely gives like they're still involved. And how do you know that the ink is dry and that they're divorced? Like, there's so many questions. Y'all comment below. Desmond Scott's alleged mistress is setting the record.
So that's the biggest thing. She just filed for divorce. So divorce takes time to separate assets, to figure out what's going to happen in regards to the children. She just filed. So here nor there, I don't know if she's getting different information from him or he's telling her a different story, but it is what it is. He's not divorced. She just filed. It takes time because they've been married for years, more than 9. I think they've been married for almost 10 years. They've known each other since they were 14. So here nor there, he was in a whole relationship and they have children together. So divorces take time, and it's different if they just got married and then it was annulled. That's a different situation. But here nor there, she made a decision. She kissed that man, and we're going to continue. We're going to continue. We're going to continue. Like the videos, you guys come in. Yeah, this is him moving into his new house. Here's the video.
Posted some content of him moving in and setting up his kitchen. Unlike his soon-to-be ex-wife Christy, Desmond Scott has gotten a new address and has posted some content of him moving in and setting up his kitchen. Now, the comments are a mess, of course. Some people are supportive of Desmond in this new chapter of his life, whereas other people are not feeling him. Kevin Gates also gave Desmond Scott some words of encouragement, and I will let y'all do with that information what you will. Given Kevin Gates' messy relationship history, though, I don't think Desmond needed a cosign from him out of all people, but that's just my 2 cents. sense. What I will say is this, though. Some people feel like Desmond deserves more grace than what he's getting because he was the one that asked for a separation first before he cheated on Christy, saying if Christy would have let Desmond go ahead of time, then he wouldn't have stepped out on her and they would have had a cleaner divorce. However, Christy was not wrong for fighting for her marriage, especially when they've been together for forever, right? They've known each other since they were kids and got married, might as well say fresh out of high school. They quite literally grew up with each other as well as had children and built an empire. So no, I did not expect her to turn Desmond loose that easily. At the end of the day, Desmond is not a victim and there's no reason to paint Christy as the bad guy here because Desmond easily could have moved out and gotten his own lawyers to write up the separation and divorce paperwork rather than resort to cheating to force Christy's hand. And then we do not know the timeline between when he asked for the separation versus when Desmond cheated on Christy because he very well could have asked for a separation one random morning and then cheated on his wife before Christy had a chance to process anything that evening. It really could have happened just that fast, but it really doesn't matter how it happened. Cheating is wrong when you're married in a relationship, period. However, that does not mean I fault Desmond for wanting a divorce because since they got married so young, they never really had a chance to date around and explore their options. Or maybe he just grew out of love with her and didn't see the point in anchoring himself down to a relationship that's no longer serving him. Which, once again, is fair. It still doesn't excuse how he chose to exit the relationship. I just hope Desmond finds what he's looking for because sometimes a bird in your hand is worth 1,000 in the bush, right? There are so many people that are kissing frog after frog, hoping they can find a Christy. Meanwhile, he just got up and walked away. Unlike his soon-to-be ex-wife Christy, Desmond Scott has gotten a new address and has posted some content of him.
So that's the update on Desmond, Christy, and the new young lady that spoke out in regards to she didn't know him. That was the first time they met. She did not ask him for a bottle. Here nor there, women make good decisions. You can't just be kissing a guy not knowing what his dating situation is or married situation is. You can't just be kissing anybody. You got to get to know somebody. I get if you know what I'm saying? I get if y'all was spotted kissing the next day, but you kissing a guy you don't even know. You don't even know what his situation is. How do you know if he don't have a medical issue? That's nasty. Let's continue fair use reaction clip. Let's talk Trump news and get into what he has to say. Oh, it's music. But let's get into some let's see, why does he need an excuse? I don't he made a decision. If a man wants to cheat, he will cheat. If a man wants to separate himself from his wife and children, he made a decision. Stated in his letter, he asked for the separation and he got it. So now, after he asked for that separation, he put out a statement. A few days later, he's kissing some new girl. And now she has to make a statement. She's not the original girl he cheated with. Decisions were made on Desmond's side, Chrissy's side, and this new chick he kissed on. Let's continue. It is what it is. It's all messy. You know, healthy relationships are important.
Away from Maria Corina Machado, the opposition leader of Venezuela. He basically exerted pressure over her to take the Peace Prize for himself, and then he threw her under the bus today and still said through his chief propagandist, Caroline Levitt, that the people of Venezuela should not and do not.
I don't know what you're asking me and why you're asking me that. Why does he need an excuse? He made a decision. She made a decision. These are grown adults that's made a decision. And it's really messy. He's a grown man with a wife and children. And now he's spotted kissing another woman at a club. And that's the biggest thing. There's stuff I'm not saying about Desmond. Other people are crossing the line. And they're trying to decide why he made the decision he made, why he's doing what he's doing. He's a grown man. He made a decision, and he has to deal with not being around his wife and children. He's a grown man going to a club, kissing strangers. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to let people get me going. It's too early for that. But Desmond made a decision. Chrissy made a decision. And then he made a decision to kiss and allege this woman is saying she's not the initial person he cheated with. That's the concern. We don't know the first situation. It could be very similar. We don't know. But his wife made a decision to leave his behind. So let's continue.
to respect Maria Corina Machado, the main opposition and pro-democracy leader who has kissed the gangster ring, who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Let me read for you the statement by the Nobel Peace Prize Committee. They just put out the following statement. The Nobel Peace Prize medal, it measures 6.6 centimeters in diameter, it weighs 196 grams, and it's struck in gold. On its face, a portrait of Alfred Nobel. On its reverse, 3 naked men holding around each other's shoulders as a sign of brotherhood, a design unchanged for 120 years. Did you know that some Nobel Peace Prize medals have been passed on after the award was given? A well-known case is Dmitry Muratov's medal, which was auctioned for over 100 million US dollars to support refugees from the war in Ukraine. And the medal displayed at the Nobel Peace Center is actually on loan and originally belonged to Christian Louis Lang, Norway's first Peace Prize laureate. But the truth remains. As the Norwegian Nobel Committee states, once a Nobel Prize is announced, it cannot be revoked, shared, or transferred to others. The decision is final and stands for all time. A medal can change owners, but the title of the Nobel Peace Prize laureate cannot. In other words, Donald, that medal, you may actually display it, you may take the physical object, but you are not the winner. And your behavior is absolutely despicable and embarrassing. You see Donald Trump here with Maria Corina Machado, and he takes the Nobel Prize in this golden bordello piece of filth that the Oval Office has become. If you look at it right here, it says, "To Donald Trump, in gratitude for your extraordinary leadership." And then it's the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize medal awarded to Maria Corina Machado. Like, why would you even want that in your office? It doesn't belong to you. Now, contrast that with former President Obama. Here's the medal that he received. Someone who actually won a Nobel Peace Prize. And it's intentional as well that the Nobel Prize Committee continues to emphasize the Martin Luther King Jr. Nobel Peace Prize for his nonviolent campaign against racism today. Here's what the Nobel Prize Committee writes, especially as we head into MLK Day. Sooner or later, all the people of the world will have to discover a way to live together in peace. Remembering Martin Luther King Jr., an extraordinary man who was awarded the 1964 Nobel Peace Prize for his nonviolent campaign against racism. He also fought to secure economic justice for people living in poverty. Watch his Nobel Peace Prize speech. In contrast, of course, to Donald Trump's racist, despicable, and authoritarian behavior.
Like the video, fair use reaction clip. We're just talking about Donald because he's been talking about why didn't he win the Nobel Peace Prize? Why did she get it? And he continues to talk about how many wars he was able to stop. But many people are like, he just didn't want to let it go.
So Maria Corina Machado was at the White House today, and she talks about how she was asked by the press, did you give him the Nobel Prize? Did you hand it over? And she goes, I presented it to him. I gave him the prize. Just watch how pathetic this is. Here, play this clip.
Did you offer to President Trump your Nobel Peace Prize?
I presented the President of the United States the medal, the Nobel Peace Prize, and I told him this. Listen to this. 200 years ago, General Lafayette gave Simon Bolivar.
Do not buy the Kia Collagen Night Wrapping Mask.
Like the video, like the video.
Skin before the new year. Kia's Black Friday sale just went live.
In return for doing that, there was a parallel press conference taking place at the White House where Donald Trump's chief propagandist, Caroline Leavitt, said Donald Trump's opinion has not changed about Maria Corina Machado. She lacks the respect and support of our country. That's what the White House is saying. And it should be noted because right now I've lost a great deal of respect for Maria Corina Machado for how she's acting right now. And I know you could say, well, Ben, she has to do that for her country. What else is she going to do? I'm somewhat sympathetic to that. I'm not trying to be just totally dismissive of it. But the thing is, she looks weaker than ever, and this is only helping Delcy Rodriguez, the authoritarian right now, who Donald Trump really loves. And Donald Trump wants Delcy Rodriguez and Diosdado Cabello and the Maduro regime, just people who are more his puppets than Maduro is. And one of the things that Donald Trump did immediately was he made a deal with Qatar to give the oil money from Venezuela that he's taking not to the United States Treasury, but to a Qatar bank account that is shrouded in secrecy, which who knows, is he going to take the money from this Qatari bank? Why wouldn't it go to the United States Department of Treasury? Why wouldn't it go to pay down our debt here? Why is it going to Qatar? The people who give Donald Trump his family money, the people who do business with Donald Trump, who give him a 747 jet. Anyway, here's what Caroline Leavitt said. Let me play this clip.
Is it still the President's assessment that it would be very hard for Ms. Machado to leave Venezuela because he says she lacks the respect and support in that country? And will you raise that with her too?
I think the president's assessment that you just pointed out was based on realities on the ground. It was a realistic assessment based on what the president was reading and hearing from his advisors and national security team. And at this moment in time, his opinion on that matter has not changed.
Now, on the same day that Donald Trump is stealing the Nobel Peace Prize, Caroline Leavitt, in that same press conference earlier, is asked, what do you make about the fact?
Well, I don't think he's stealing. She gave it up, and he wanted it, and that's what he was hoping that she was going to do.
That Europe is sending a lot of their special forces, whether it's from Germany or France or Denmark or Sweden, Canada, not Europe, but Canada, sending special forces into Greenland. Is that going to change the United States' posture about invasion? It's like, that won't change our posture.
So here nor there, let me see if there was anything else I wanted to talk about in regards to hot topics, trending topics. Hold on one second. See if there's anything else. We're just doing quick videos. This was a while ago when Kim was turning 30, and she called it a dirty 30. It is what it is. This is pictures of her from then. These are going to be pictures of different celebrities then and now. So we're just going to do a few hot topics right now. A lot of them have definitely changed over the years. That almost looks like the sister more so than Paris. There's a lot going on in regards to the Beckhams too, you guys. I'm hearing different things about the Beckhams and that whole situation. Gwen, then and now. Like the videos, you guys come in. Like the videos, you guys come in. Beyonce, she just became a billionaire. She's on the billionaires list now. What do you guys think about that? And then, of course, Britney. Then and now. And then if you did not realize, it was reported that the dad, Beyonce's father, had said he thought she was already a billionaire. But here nor there, Kim has been trending in regards to a lot with Kanye, in regards to Ray J. A lot's going on. Kim's been getting a lot of backlash in regards to her daughter and her piercings. Paris recently spoke about the fires in LA. Prayers go out to those people that's dealing with that. But the Beckham's been trending in regards to the son, the wife. The son has basically cut the family off and basically telling the family to contact him via his attorney. So Gwen Stefani, I really haven't heard too much about Gwen Stefani. Yeah, let's see. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Let's continue. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to talk about. Like the videos, you guys come in. This is very interesting that people are just sliding down. Let me go back and show where this, hold on one second. This is tourists sliding down the Great Wall. Yes, certain cities outside of cities that get snow, if you're not prepared for it, that's kind of, you know, it's kind of scary that people are just kind of sliding down. They were stating that nobody was injured due to the heavy snow. It was kind of like an ice hazard. Yeah, if you get sleet and snow mixed, yeah, that can definitely be an issue. That can definitely be an issue. So it had reported that people were fine though. So like I said, we're just doing a few hot topics, trending topics. I wanted to go live early. There's some things I have to take care of. Many people have been talking about Diddy. There's reports that he recently sold his jet. And I want to say that it was before the year ended. I will say that. I don't want to give the exact month, but I had heard that Diddy did sell his jet. He no longer has the jet. Now, many people were stating that the jet was making him a lot of money. So I'm surprised that he sold it and for it not to continue to make him money. He's hopefully expected to get out maybe within a year, but there's a lot going on in regards to Diddy, in regards to Cassie maybe catching a lawsuit, in regards to some of the people that were hired. But then a lot of people are saying his children might be fighting over the finances. I'm sure he has accountants. He has, I'm sure, a manager that's handling all that. But be careful what you do, because look at the whole Diddy situation. Well wishes to a child. We're hearing different things about the children. The girls are making videos, having a good time cooking together. The sons are receiving backlash. The sons are in the media. So well wishes to the Combs and the children. See, is there anything else? We talked about Miss Curry, and I can't confirm or deny if this is true or not. It's basically saying I need other women to want my husband so I feel alive. If you did not know, I want to say about 5 or 6 months ago, Ayesha Curry sat in another interview stating she didn't want to get married, she didn't want to have children. She has four. So I couldn't even imagine how the children felt about their mom stating she didn't want to get married, she didn't want to have children. She was basically wanting to focus on her career. And many people were like, well, why did you marry him young? Why did you get married? Why did you have children? And then don't you feel a way that your children are going to hear how they felt? And then many people talked about Ayesha Curry because this is not the first interview she people felt that she was shading Steph Curry. Steph Curry's been trending for a lot. I think he has a new um I think he's doing his own liquor. I'll say liquor, either liquor or cognac, whatever. I think he's trying to sell some liquor or cognac, whatever. He's promoting that. I think he recently got out of his deal in regards to his shoe deal that he had, and I don't know if he's researching and going into trying to get. Um, he's been wearing different brands. I saw him in Adidas. He's been wearing different brands lately, so I don't know if he's going to lockdown. But remember the story in regards to Nike or another company. I think it was Nike that almost signed him, but he felt insulted by the person in the interview. So then, of course, he signed with who he signed with. But then I think he's now not in that contract anymore. So Steph has been trending about wearing different shoes in regards to who he was supporting. Now he's been wearing different shoes now, and his wife was trending about 5 or 6 months ago in regards to the interview she did in regards to her relationship with him. And then he sometimes asked her, why do you feel that way? She did state that she's in counseling. So well wishes to her in regards to, like I told y'all, I had a friend that was dating someone that looked very similar to him, and they wish they would have had, you know, a different situation. She went through a lot with the guy that looked like Steph, but well wishes to um her. But many people are like, "Oh, your girl, she wished she would have had stuff." Yeah, if you're going through a bad situation and guys look like somebody famous, that could be something that they feel a way about because they're not famous. You know what I'm saying? But no woman should have to put up with, you know, a guy that's not treating her with respect. So she wishes she was in a better situation in regards to, it seems that Steph tries to treat his wife with respect. He don't really go on podcasts or YouTube and shade her. He pretty much is always kind of cool, calm, lighthearted, respectful. He seems like he's always in a good mood. We rarely ever see him in a bad mood unless, the sports stuff. But she's been spotted kind of shading the marriage a few times. The time she was on that podcast 5 or 6 months ago, she was on the reel acting like she wanted to take off her ring because a guy with no shirt on was coming down the steps with wine or alcohol, whatever. And then she did that, and then she did the red table with Jada Pinkett and saying that men don't flirt with her. Well, if you're married, that don't matter. You don't need men flirting with you. You have a whole husband. You know what I mean? And people were like, appreciate what you have. He is within the top 20 greatest basketball players of all time. Focus on that. Focus on the projects and the community service stuff they do. They do a lot of great community service stuff. And that's why people are like frustrated with her and why she's not promoting that and why is she fussing about being married. If you're not happy within the marriage, leave. Focus on the great. They do a lot of great stuff. That's why many people were frustrated. They do a lot. They do a lot in regards to feeding and helping, and she does a lot of great stuff. So I don't know why that narrative and why she continues to kind of shade or whatever. Go back and look at her interview in regards to the red table of men not flirting with her. And even the mom and the sister were sitting there and they were kind of like, Does that really matter? Do men need to flirt with you? You have a whole husband. He should be the one flirting with you. And men and women were saying that some of the men don't flirt with her, not because they don't think she's gorgeous, but they feel that they don't want to flirt with her because they respect Steph. And then I don't know if the post was real and what she did like about Steph. That was kind of interesting. I can't confirm or deny she said that. But go look up the most recent quote she made. And I can't confirm or deny if that statement was real or false. That's why I'm not going to say it. But people continue to side eye Ayesha Curry. And we get it. We get it. Women want to be noticed as well, but it's different if it's one time she makes the comment. But the zinger was the last interview. Many people were like, girl, you dug in too deep. Let's see. She was acting really single. Yeah. Yeah, she says she never wanted kids. She never wanted to get married, but she has 4 kids. And her oldest is right here. So you think that the kids in school might not have been mean to the daughter? You got to be careful what you say because kids can be mean. Kids could say to that oldest daughter, your mom never wanted you. Your mom really never wanted the marriage. What's wrong with your mother? You know what I'm saying? Kids can be really mean. So I hope she don't do any more interviews shading, and I hope she can appreciate what she has. This is a beautiful black family. Real talk. He's wealthy. He's within the top 20 of all times basketball players. Steph Curry makes amazing shots. Have y'all ever watched 10 minutes of some of the shots he makes? So many people just want her to more so focus on the good that they do in the community, and don't focus on trying to be and make interesting comments. I can only imagine some of the basketball wives or wives in general of different sporting events and how they feel about her. Girl, some of those women would love the platform that she has had to promote things that they're doing or the communities that they're helping. Many people are probably frustrated. It's like, girl, you have a platform to say something amazing and show the great things that you're doing, and you're getting up there and you're somewhat being negative towards your family. I'm sure people spoke about it. Yeah, it's interesting. Well wishes to her. Well wishes to Stephen Curry. Whenever he does interviews or he's doing something he's promoting, he's trying to be positive, and many people want the same from her. Be kind, be positive, and promote the great things that you and your husband are doing. Instead, it seems like she's frustrated that she was able to bag and get a decent dude that makes a lot of money. He helps the community. He has different ads and promotion he's working on. And back in the day, things seemed fine. But over the last 5 years, the interviews that she's done, the Red Table Talk, go look it up. Go look up her doing the real, and then go look up the most recent podcast from 5 to 6 years ago, and you'll understand why people were side eyeing her, wishing her well, because I'm sure other sports wise would love the platforms that she's had, and they would do things different. But she's made her choice and she has to live with it. Let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about. Light numbers today, so I'm definitely not going to be live long. Like the videos you guys come in. Let me end on this maybe.
There's a whole moment where I'm not even talking. Like, I'm talking, but y'all can't hear me. And that's just because I got a phone call in the middle of making a video. I ran outside, tried to post the story for y'all. Y'all know how I do, but it's a lot being a content creator, okay? It's a lot trying to get the news out. Anyways, Desmond. Now, this picture was posted back in December 20th to be exact, and I wasn't even noticing that he did not have a wedding ring on in this picture. I don't know if that was about the time where they knew they were just not going to be together, but
yeah, if you notice in certain pictures, he doesn't have a ring on in December. I've noticed that already.
Noticing that he did not have a wedding ring on in this picture. I don't know if that was about the time where they knew they were just not going to be together, but being that this was less than a month ago, there were signs prior to them separating. Now, Christy's pictures yesterday probably took him over the edge, and he was just like, forget it. Like, it is what it is. We just about to blast it to the world. I know you guys are doing your job and finding out who this woman is because somebody knows who she is. In the meantime, to the people that say this is none of your business, keep scrolling because this is literally pop culture, okay? People are talking about this on every platform. Don't come on my platform talking trash because I got 27,000 followers. Like, relax. Relax. Go find TMZ, Shade Room, all of them. They have millions of followers. Go right under their comments because I don't care. But yeah, this is getting messy. And
so if you're just not coming in, the lady did speak out. We're going to go through that again. If you're just not coming in, she spoke out. She said she didn't know him. Of course, he wasn't wearing a ring, and that's why we're going to. And if you did not know, he is in his new home, setting it up, putting things away, dishes, everything. When a man makes a decision to walk away, and then this is the other thing too, they stated that in regards to the religion they're in, the only way that you can step away is if there's infidelity or cheating or whatever you want to say. So many people feel whether they were even practicing that type of religion, but he is setting up his new place, putting things away. And then there was a time, I think it showed after, yeah, he went to the grocery store and he was grabbing different groceries and to cook. Because if you did not know, he is, I don't know if he's a trained chef or professional chef or whatever. They say he's a chef here nor there, and he likes to cook for his family. So well wishes to him. And then of course this is her, and she was asking for like bananas that were kind of beat up or whatever so she can make something. But yeah, lately she has been cooking for herself. So those are the videos she's now making now. Some people feel that did he want to step away? She seems happy, jokey. Was he tired of it? I don't know. I don't know where and how. They're a gorgeous couple. He's a good looking guy. She's a beautiful woman. A decision was made, and he has to live with it, and so does the wife. It's kind of sad that the children have to and need to understand what's going on with the parents. Sometimes people say if they were together for so long, maybe they just got tired of each other. But if you're making skits, you make skits. That's a decision that y'all made. And maybe he just wants a quieter life. I don't know. I don't know if he wants a quieter life, simpler life. I don't know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Um, I'll let you hear that the girl had said she didn't know who he was.
Mistress is setting the record straight. Hey guys, it's your girl Ginger. Hey, and Marissa Springer has entered the room. She said that she wanted to speak up for herself and let the people know, let the world know that she is not his alleged mistress. Let me show you the clip.
One time and one time only, I am not the one he cheated with. Everyone involved in this situation knows that it was not me. And let's clear the air right now. I am definitely not transgender. I've always been a girl. I was born a girl. I am a girl. I'm just a girl. I love being a girl. No offense to the transgenders. And why are you guys calling a clearly straight man gay as an insult? I thought that was something we don't do in 2026. I did not call TMZ on myself. All the information that was released about me is public information and it's listed on my Instagram. They reached out to me the day they were going to release it, saying that they had confirmed who I was and if I wanted to add anything on and make a statement, which is when I told them that I did not know who he was prior and that we had barely met that night. I'm pretty sure when you guys meet someone at a club, you don't interrogate them about who or what their social media status is. We were obviously many drinks in. The vibes were there, as you could tell. They are divorced. The ink is definitely dry, and most of you guys don't actually know these people. I don't have kids. I don't cook. I don't really watch family content. I'm not on that side of TikTok. Also, there's so many fake accounts of me right now and a whole fake relationship. I don't have a boyfriend. This is my only TikTok account. I've also seen so many TikTok stories that said I asked him to buy me a bottle, which is insane work. I would never do that. I'm gonna get hate regardless if I post a video or not, but I just wanted to clear my name because again, I am not the woman that he cheated with. Moral of the story, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors and it should never reach the...
Am I just tired because it's 1 a.m. or did she say the ink is definitely dry and they are divorced?
Well, the biggest thing is he cheated with you, though. You may not be the first girl, but you're the second girl, possibly. We don't know if there's a third girl, but it's trending all over.
House divided. Desmond Scott just posted his first video since splitting from Christy Sarah, saying he's back in the kitchen, and it looks like he's moved out. Meanwhile, Christy posted a photo from their massive Houston.
I don't know what that music is, so I have to cut it off. So, yeah, he has moved into his house. She's wearing a dress, looking gorgeous, and a decision was made.
Voted last week when a video surfaced of Desmond in a makeout session at a Houston bar.
See, this is him making out with a girl, and like everyone's saying, she looks gorgeous in the dress. You made a decision. He keeps making decisions, and people are going to have to deal with it. So, they look like they were in love, you know? So, well wishes to Chrissy. Okay, Desmond. So, if you're just not coming in, the young lady spoke out. Many people are talking about it. This is Ellen speaking out. We don't really talk Ellen too much over here. But this is Chrissy.
And one time only, I am not the one he cheated with. Everyone involved in the situation knows that it was not me. And let's clear the air right now. I am definitely not transgender. I've always been a girl. I was born a girl. I am a girl. I'm just a girl. I love being a girl. No offense to the transgenders. And why are you guys calling a clearly straight man gay as an insult? That was something we don't do in 2026. I did not call TMZ on myself. All the information that was released about me is public information, and it's listed on my Instagram. They reached out to me the day they were going to release it, saying that they had confirmed who I was, and if I wanted to add anything on and make a statement, which is when I told them that I did not know who he was prior and that we had barely met that night. I'm pretty sure when you guys meet someone at a club, you don't interrogate them about who or what their social media.
Well, if you're not happy, you can go on your page and talk your ish on your page. How about that? You're here. You're here, you're listening, and you're commenting. Go on your page and do your
I don't really
ish.
watch family content. I'm not on that side of TikTok. Also, there's so many fake accounts of me right now and a whole fake relationship. I don't have a boyfriend. This is my only TikTok account. I've also seen so many TikTok stories that said I asked him to buy me a bottle, which is insane work. I would never do that. So I'm gonna get hate regardless if I post a video or not, but I just wanted to clear my name because again, I am not the woman that he cheated with. Moral of the story, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors, and it should never reach the extent of having death threats to you or your family.
Yeah, they shouldn't be threatening her. Desmond made a decision to kick it with her that night. She didn't know, and remember, we had just showed a picture of him taking off his ring. So that woman may not know, but she should ask, hey, hi, good morning, good morning. That woman should ask, are you married? Are you single? Before you start putting your lips on somebody, girl. You got to ask general questions. Just in a bar, just kissing some random dude. Who's to say if there's not health concerns with his mouth? Hello? And who's to say what he did with his mouth before he started kissing you? Hello? What did he do with his mouth before he started kissing you? You don't know where his mouth in or on. Women, be careful. Going out to a club, just kissing some random dude. That's yucky to me. And then I guess she's trying to make it seem like she's not the original girl, but you are one of his girls that he kissed. And he's a married man going through a divorce. Women, be careful. Ask these men, what's the situation? When is your divorce? How long have you been separated? Don't be the backup person, the fall person. I really like the video. I either did a live in regards to it or I did a short. The man had said, don't entangle yourself with a man that's going through a divorce, freshly out of a divorce. If he's been divorced for a year or two, okay. But going through divorce, at some point he'll say, I'm just not ready for a relationship. I'm just not ready for this, because he's going to have to deal with going through divorce, setting up custody regarding the children, getting the children scheduled ready. And then he's not going to want you meeting the children. So ladies, be careful asking a guy and dating a guy that's just coming out of a marriage. Women, be very careful. If you're coming out of a marriage, be careful who you date as well. Because your children, you have to be careful who you put your children around. And that's something Desmond's going to have to deal with. Other people being around his children when his wife do decide to date. But sometimes they'll say, if you're married, going through divorce, you can't have people around your children until after 6 months. That's what's being reported. After 6 to 7 months. You want to make sure before you put children around another man is something that may be solid. So there's good that there's somewhat of a rule. Yeah, it's about 6 months. Yep, facts. Wait 6 months before. 6 months before even a kiss. Yeah, save yourself, ladies. But it's something. I mean, this is messy, messy. And then people were like, this is the second. I don't know. Somebody was like, this is the second thing he wanted to trend about. I don't know what the other thing he wanted to trend about. The kiss, and then I don't know. They were saying, I guess the statement. Maybe that's the other thing that they were saying, that he did make a statement and he asked for separation. He asked for the separation, and Chrissy was happy to give him that. Okay, you want to separate? Now he moved into his house. So we showed a picture of him putting the items into his new home. So well wishes, well wishes. Just wanted to do a quick live. It's Monday. Um, Normally if I go live at this time, normally the numbers are numbering. Somehow, some way, I got to get back into the algorithm, y'all. I took 4 days off, and I did pretty good. Let's see, I did pretty good Saturday. So the algorithm for me is up and down. It's cool. But good morning to everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. But 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, the numbers were numbering. But if you take time off, and I'm happy I did. Sometimes you got to spend time with your family, have a good time, eat some good food, watch some good movies. It was a holiday season. I took them 4 days off, and my numbers are just, it'll get back to the get back. But I appreciate you all for being here. Normally, sometimes I'll have 200 people in here, 300 people. So, yeah, but it's all good. I hope everyone has a great Monday. Be careful where you are. Some people are dealing with weather situations. So be careful where you are. Make sure, you and your family have what you need. Make sure whatever you need regarding your car. If you're in a really cold area, make sure you like have half tank of gas. Make sure, everything's tightly bundled up in regards to what the wet weather, if you're dealing with winter conditions. So be careful. Make sure you always got your phone with you. If you're leaving out of the house, you don't want to have an emergency, you don't have your phone. We all have done it, possibly left our phone at the house and you're just running errands. So if you're in a cold environment, just be careful going out and running errands and not having your what you need. So make sure your family kind of knows, hey, I'm just running a quick errand. I'll be back in an hour 30, whatever. But just be cautious, be careful. Make sure you have your that's one thing. A lot of people don't even remember numbers, so make sure you have your numbers written down in your purse or have it in your car. So that way, if you have to run into a gas station and call a family member, you have the numbers written down on something. So, well, wish everyone be safe, be kind, be considerate. I appreciate everyone for being here. So, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Have a great Monday, you everyone. Goodbye. Be blessed.